back to the world of Sea of Thieves. So today I'm going to be trying custom seas. I have no idea what to expect. I have seen... The only thing I know is that it's a thing. I have not seen any leaks about it. I have not seen any videos of people playing it. I have not seen any clips of the trailer. I just know it's a thing. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how it's going to work. I just know it's a thing. Let's see the trailer first, if there is one. Is there a trailer? Welcome to Custom Seas. I believe it seems there is. Let's see the trailer.
Welcome to Custom Seas, an exciting new mode where you've got control of powerful tools that allow you to create your own Sea of Thieves experience.
Yes, that kind of says it when you say custom.
Where you have the freedom to play the way that you want to. Whether that's
I want to play and get curses, but that's not. But I can't do that in there. So he's lying. A sniper contest? It's just minigames?
A cinematic moment. Or just messing around and doing something.
That's a lot of just about, dude. Could you imagine trying to recreate that in normal?
You have the ability to tailor your experience.
Ooh, that seems fun. Competitive sandbox, competitive. Ooh, infinite ammo.
Where you've removed all of the enemies from the world.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
You've even got tools that will allow you to fly.
Hey, flying! He's cheating! He's hacking! He's cheating!
Surroundings. Spawn whatever.
This is like creative Fortnite. Okay, you can also just spawn enemies.
Change the time of day and much more.
Cool! It seems you can just do everything.
Set up custom rules for scoring.
Scoring?
You've got lots of options that will help you to create your.
What do you mean score? Can you get a gold in here? Is that what you mean by scoring?
The locations that you can usually travel to in the Sea of Thieves are available in custom seas, but you'll also be able to explore environments that are not normally accessible.
Oh?
Such as Tribute Peak and the inside of the Sea Dogs Tavern.
Oh!
Yes, the hot tub has had a
that's
deep
cool.
clean and is fired up and ready to go. Custom Seas is your own private version of the Sea of Thieves world.
Yep.
So the only other players you'll encounter there are those that you've allowed in.
That's a little annoying.
Up to 23 other players to join you.
Okay, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that part. Because if it's only the ones you allow in, then if you don't know a lot of people, then you can't really play minigames in here.
Or you just want to create your
I don't know how I feel about that one.
Then look no
I mean, wouldn't even be able to play with other people unless someone joined from chat.
A camera that's detached from your pirate and is able to freely move around.
Oh, that could be nice for thumbnails, actually.
With quick controls to change your speed, field of view, and depth of field.
That could be nice for thumbnails, actually. Maybe I can use that to create a better thumbnail for my CFE streams. That's actually nice.
You can even lock on to select targets and smoothly move along with them, so you'll never miss any of the action. With these new tools, you'll be able to show off all. It
would also be like if you're making something like a video of a giant wars type shit, because 24, I think it's just 25 player, like 24 players with yourself. Which, if you then did like, let's say 22 players, right? Then you could have like an army on each side, because that's like 22 would be 11 on both sides. So you could have like a brigantine crew on each side. And the full 11 on each side with a brigantine, a galleon. That would be his brigantine galleon. That would be, and then you could have 2 sloops, brigantine galleon, 2 sloops, and just like have a war zone. That could be kind of cool. Well, let's try this shit. I have no idea how this is even gonna work, or if it's even gonna be fun. I just want to play a little around with it and see if I can make a fun custom game. And if no one no one in chat joins, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna create something I can play on my own then to see how it works. Create and host custom game. Sure, let's find out how the. Okay, so custom seed. Join with a code. Join the testing using a create and hold your own. Sure, let's find out how the hell this works. Adventure. Create new preset. A selection of switches to set up your session to mimic the official CFP experience. A selection of switches to set up a session as a competitive mode with a focus on crew and ship battles. A selection of switches to set up your session as a competitive mode with focus on defeating creatures and completing world events. Most switches are disabled, giving you the perfect foundation to create and customize your experience the way you want. Social. A selection of switches to set up your experience with a focus on social or roleplay experiences. Huh. So you basically pick one of these or create new preset. Create a set up your own session. What does this do? Then I get so those are like presets. These I get to so infinite ammo enables damage dealt to be dealt to players on opposing crews. Friendly fire. So infinite ammo, and then this is if you want to damage your opponent's crews. This is if you want to damage your own crew. Revive time. Okay, that's not much customability. Override weapon loader. Override the equipped weapon of all players. If enabled, those weapons cannot be changed, and the armor will be locked. Oh, so I can like, what can I like remove the? No, I cannot. Huh? Interesting. I was want to check if I could remove like, what if I add like Eye of Reach and then the Eye of Reach is not over here. So you can't have like no secondary weapon. You have to have 2 weapons at each time. Crew proximity pad, disable cruise icon and nameplate. And then, whoops. Ships. Crew, enable the crews to be applied to all ship. Like respawns? Alliance. Allows crews to form alliances. Ship supplies. That is starting supplying the wood, cattle, and food for all ships. Expanded. Reduce. Emissaries. People allowing players with emissary flags, excluding the guild emissary. Lock ship to customization chest. Set the ship customization to be locked for all players. Ship respawn distance. Enable the ability to set the respawn distance that ships can respawn at islands depending on whether the ship sink. Huh. Emergent rowboats. Enable rowboats to spawn emergently within the world. Enable standard rowboats to spawn emergently within the road. Enable robot spawn emergent. I don't know what that means. Cannon, harpoon, emergent. Is that like the bomb ones? Because this is a normal one. This is a cannonball one. Harpoon. No, this is the bomb one. What is an emergent? Enable someone to spawn emergently within the world. Like, I don't get what that one means. I'm just gonna ignore it. Let's see. Creatures, skeletons, phantoms, ocean crawlers, sharks, sirens, emergent animals. Enables the emergence. Oh, that's like, yeah, there's ones on the island. I love how that they consider all these creatures, but because of the megalodons counting as like a sort of world event thing, they're not counting them on this list, including the Kraken as well. World event, skeleton force, Fort of Fortune, Reaper Fortress. Skeleton fleet, skeleton ships, megalodons, krakens, the burning blade, ghost fleet, ashen winds, skull of siren song voyage. Huh. Oh, megalodons are right here. I'm an idiot. It's funny that they just specify megalodons. There's no like special ones for specifically the Barnacle Dread or the Fear Redmore. That's kind of funny actually, because in my opinion that should be, because if I don't want emergent megalodon spawning randomly, but I still want to do something with the Barnacle Dread or Fear Redmore, then there should be a setting for that, but there's not. I feel like that's kind of a... Oh, I can turn off the storm. Custom scoring. Time limit. Oh, you can set time limit on. And you can get it all the way down to 6 and all the way up to... And it classifies in seconds, so that would be... a freak ton of time. Score limit. Holy score! That's like 1,000,000. Start scoring on session start. If enabled, scoring will start upon entering the session. If not, scoring must be enabled manually. Player, crew. Okay, so that crew, that's like team. Okay, I don't know how I feel about this setting, because objectively this setting is dumb. Because here's my opinion of this. If you're trying to create like a big war, which let's be real, someone's gonna do that, then you need to have more than one ship on each side. Let's say you want to do what I said with one brigantine, one galleon, and 2 sloopers on each side. Let's say you want to do that, right? And then you have like 2 commentators that just like watching the battle, right? Let's say that's your goal. That would look fantastic. There would be a lot of cinematic moments, but the problem is the scoring method here is only for player and crew. If I go into the player, like who can damage each other, it only says crew damage opponents or your crew, no alliance. So even if you have an alliance with the other ships, you can still damage them. So if I am on a brigantine and my galleon ally is firing at an enemy ship that's close to me, or I'm on like boarding an enemy ship and an ally fires a cannonball and hits me, I die. Which is kind of dumb that you can't like set so you can't damage allies either. Gameplay scoring event. Oh, even more setting. Cool. Down opposing player, down crewmate, defeat opponent player. Okay, so down must mean they just have to be knocked out. Defeat must mean that they have to die. And then, of course, creatures. I wonder if megalodons count in creatures. And skeleton ship for some reason. I don't know why that counts. What about world events? Is there a specific one for the... No, still no specific one for the fire one and stuff. Okay, I feel like the fire on the megalodon and the Barnacle Dread is kind of getting like a little annoying because I feel like they should count as like a different type of megalodon, but they don't. They just count as a normal megalodon, which is kind of stupid in my opinion, because if you're trying to create like a megalodon hunting minigame, for example, then if you can't get them give more points because they're not classified as different in these settings. Which is kind of dumb in my opinion, because they are different. Like, they're a completely different like thing altogether. Treasure chests. Holy shit, how many settings are there in this shit? Set replacement value, reset to default value. This is like creative Fortnite level of customizable. Customizable. I can't talk. And it's kind of insane. Replacement score. So it's like treasure chest override. Oh, so that's okay, so the chests normally give how much they cost, like how much they normally when you sell in with them. So like if I go in with legendary chest, for example, which would be like chest of fortune, that's 20,000. So that's like they just have the normal value, and then they have like they sell for normally. I suppose that makes sense. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. And this is like the override, master override. And then you have to set replacement value. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Treasure chest, treasure artifact. Is this also different? Oh, that's like, oh yeah, of course everything would have one. Merchant smuggler fish. What the hell is this? Oh, that's like, yeah, okay. Basically the ones that doesn't have a clear classification, that doesn't have a treasure hunting. What is this? Where you can sell treasure if you want it to be like if you want to lock down specific places. Okay, I love how you can just like turn off Mysterious Stranger without turning off a Venus Fortune, which means you can't sell Venus Fortune anywhere. I mean, I guess you could use the summon. No, you can't. I don't think. Would the summoner work here? I don't actually know. Bilge Rat, Gold Hoarder, Hunter's Merchant Order, Reaper, Smuggler, Grace Marrow. I don't know who Grace Marrow is or why we will count, but apparently that's the thing. But I'm just trying to see what settings there are. So that was all the like base settings. Which is honestly kind of interesting. There's a lot of different like things going into it. I might like at one point. I might create a mini. I'm gonna create a mini game today on stream just to see how it works. But I'm not gonna like really put too much thought into it. At one point, I probably will try to see if I can create a really interesting mini game off stream and then stream the mini game. But right now, I'm just gonna pick one of these and see if I can create something and how easy it is to work with. Because that's honestly what I'm most curious about. I'm very curious to see if it's like easy to figure out and work with, or if it's like Fortnite Creative where you need to have a freaking degree to be able to work it out. Like I managed to make some crazy stuff in Fortnite Creative back a long time ago before it got way easier to work with. And it was hell, especially when you have ADHD. So, a selection of switches that set up your session as a competitive mode with a focus on defeating creatures and completing world of it. I think this one might be the most easy to complete, because as fun as this one would be, there's not guarantee someone's going to join me from the chat. And I don't have a friend to play with, so this one, as fun as it would be, sadly, it's just not possible. So let's start with see if I can create a fun minigame with creatures and other enemy shits and see how it actually work. Create a lobby and starting up cutscenes and just set up and invite friends. Invite players to your lobby assisting directly up with the session join code. Each session will have a unique code that can be shared by the session owner. Session owners can customize their session with session switches in the lobby. Okay. Okay, so this has how many people? There could be 6 ships and 24 players. Role permissions. Okay, so the owner, that's of course me. That can do invite players, remove players, edit ships and crews, commands, and free camera. Leader, which is I guess a second, can do everything I can. And then pirate, that's just a regular player, I suppose, that just like goes in to play for fun, I guess. No, close. And then there's change presets. Set. Oh. And then edit session switches. Oh, then I can go in and edit everything in here. Huh. Choose location. The glorious sea. The damn Sea Dog Tavern. Spawn the damn Sea Dog Tavern in the Sea of the Damned. I'm assuming this is an old, like, arena location? I never played arena. Tribute Peak. Old Sailor Island. Featured in the Maiden Voyage. Glorious Sea Dog Tavern. Edit ships and crews. So I can like change ship. Huh? So I can choose what ship I wanna. So what ships gets used and what ships are like not. So if I like add, let's say. So if I like go over to add, for example, and we say I add a galleon, and then add brigantine. So if let's do this and see how it works. How many ships can you? It can be 6 ships. And then, oh, oops. Remove ship. Galleon. Okay, so 2 galleons. So if I remove this galleon, you can't remove a ship with players on board. Fine, then I'm gonna remove this galleon, I guess. Okay, so currently there's 2 galleons, 2 brigantines. So that's... yeah, that's the... Flight Silver Blade Emerald Studio. Okay, that's the ship's names, I suppose? So, that would be 7 on each. So I would actually have to add 2 other galleons, which would then be 24. No, 22, because 8. 2 gallons together is 8, and then 2 gallons again together is 8, is 16, and then those 2 together become 6, that's 22. Yeah, that would that's probably like And then there's the crossplay, like crossplay information. Prefer conserve play of the console, allow crossplay. I can't tell if it allows crossplay or not. Is it just like... How do I change if it allows crossplay or not? It doesn't say if I can do that. Or at the very least, it doesn't say where. That's just my... That's nothing to do with it. That's in there. Okay, so what if I just says press... Wait. Okay. What if I... Oh, so I can see the code. So if I just like... So if I wanted to do this like a minigame for people on stream, I would show the code, you all join, and then I just had to make the game so that you can like cheat and stuff. Huh. Let's see how it works when you get into it. Like obviously this is not actually the minigame, I haven't made anything yet, but I want to see how it works when you get into it. Welcome to Custom Seas. You create a Custom Seas lobby in CFE. One thing I think is dumb though is that to get the cosmetics this season you have to play Custom Seas. And I think that's dumb because if you don't want to make an entire minigame, then your only other option is getting either a friend to do it or a YouTuber and hope you can join his. That's really the only options, which is kinda dumb. Role, team, host, leader, freedom, seeder, server. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Okay, so the ships are just like custom to specific presets the game has chosen. Okay, how do I go into commands? How do I do that? Command menu. Roster and permissions. Is that just like, yeah, that's just back to this screen. Edit shoes, yeah, that's just back to this one. So I can like add rowboat, repair damage, remove ship, change ship, assign players. Okay, so I can invite to this ship. So I can essentially just like remove it. I thought it would only be a scuttle button, but no, I can just like repair the entire ship. It's kind of fun. Spawn treasure. So I can just spawn whatever treasure like in the entire game. Huh. Every single type of key in the entire game. There's a lot of different type of keys. Spawn creature. And I can spawn specifically what they're holding as well. What if I go to shark? No, what if I go to Megalodons? The Hungering One, the Crested Queen, Shadow Maw, Ancient Terror, Feared Red Maw, Barnacle Dread. Are you kidding me? Really? Even in custom scenes? Hungering One, Crested Queen, Shadow Maw, Ancient Terror. Even in custom scenes, they won't allow you to spawn the damn. That doesn't exist. There is nothing called the like. Even in custom scenes, they refuse to allow you to spawn the damn ghost one, the damn shrouded ghost. They just refuse. That's just straight up rude. I love how because he's like a special type character for. And then there's scoreboard. Ah, cool. Reset all score in scoring, pause scoring. So like kill aware. See, once again, a big wall is not really possible because you can't assign these to the same team, which is, again, kinda dumb. World events. So I could just, like, if I click on this one, replace, actually will replace another Lost Gold Fort, the Crow's Nest Fortress. The Devil's Roar, Molten Sands Fortress. Skeleton Fort. The Ancient Isles. So you can just like Fort of Fortune, you can just like activate it wherever you want. Reaper Fortress. Skeleton Fleet. Ghost Fleet. Burning Blade. Ashen, you can just like put it wherever you want. Siren Skull Voyage. World settings. Oh, so I can change the time of day and how, and I can change like storms, the storm location to anywhere on the map. You know, you could just like allow me to like have a marker and place it and then show a path. What if I choose like Treasure of Secret Wills? So I can like cool. Fog? Okay, so you can also change what the fog is. Fast travel? What do you mean fast travel? Move players, move ships? What the hell? So I can just like move ships to wherever I want? Oh, I accidentally chose to set the storm right behind. Yeah, see, that's probably a mistake. Okay, so how do I... No. Recent players, command. Okay, so if I go into command menu again. Is there a way for me... Roster permissions? No. I'm just trying to figure out how this works before I try to see how hard it is to make a minigame, but I want to check everything first. First, because I'm curious how it works. So I'm just fiddling with controls right now. Like I said, I just want to know how everything in this game works so far. I haven't found out how to go that camera mode they talked about. Though, that because if you go in a command menu and then go to... Yeah, I am the leader owner thingy, so I have free cam, I just don't know how to use it. Oh, open quick commands. Oh, command menu, free camera, and then spawn? What does that do? Oh, so I can like spawn whatever I want. Huh. Fly? Holy crap, I can just fly! Quick sail? That's a button? What in the... Wait. You could just quick sail. What the hell is this? Okay, this is... Stop sailing, speed up. This is so weird. You can just move the boat. Look at how fast this thing is going. This is so weird. I can just move the boat wherever I want. What happens if I ram the island? Oh, what the? What the freak? There's no way! Okay, so it's like, and if I go into like ships and then go into this ship, I could just click repair, and the entire ship is just completely fine. What about the water? Would there still be water in there? Apparently not. And it doesn't mean repair like it puts. Oh, it does put just bucket. Oh, just put those over it. I thought it would repair it like back to complete pristine condition with like it didn't even take damage. What the crap is this? You can just place boats whatever. Wait, what if I place quick sail when it's on land here? What happens then? Oops, wrong button. Quick sail. Okay, apparently it doesn't matter. And now it's placed weird. Okay, this is without a doubt one of the funniest things in this game already. Like, just like repair, instant repair mode. Okay, I am gonna fiddle with this thing and then I'm gonna eventually create like a fun mini game I can do on stream that I hope people in chat joins me with. So far, I'm probably just gonna create like a more boring one, like a quick one to see how the minigame function actually work. But like this is like very. There's a few things that I will say that's a little bad, like the Megalodon thing I mentioned. That the fact that the burning one and the Barnacle Dread doesn't count as different Megalodons. They don't have the Shrouded Ghost in here for some reason, which is weird. I get that it's like a rare thing, but it's like custom. It doesn't. You can't get the competition in here, so it shouldn't matter, you know. But yet it does. They don't have it in here, you know. Which I feel is weird. Like if they're trying to make it custom, then they shouldn't like have stuff not in here. You should have access. Oh, really? It goes all the way back to start screen. But they do. They don't have the Shrouded. They don't. The two other Megalodons. They don't have anything. They just counted as normal ones. Like, yeah, sure, you can spawn them, but if I want people to get extra points for killing the Shrouded Ghost, for example, if I'm doing a minigame where you hunt the Megalodons, and you get points for hunting Megalodons, you should think you would get extra for the Burning and the Barnacle, but you can't, because they count as normal. There's no way to distinguish them in the custom seas thing, which is stupid, because if I want to distinguish them so people can actually do something, then well, that doesn't matter. I can't do that for some reason. They're not. You can't. The game doesn't allow you, which is kind of weird because like, how are you supposed to do anything about that? I don't know. And also, there's other things that I feel like is kind of annoying because this game is obviously it's obviously created to create minigames, which is fun, but there's a few limitations because if you're playing with your friends, it's not really a problem. But let's take it if you're playing as a YouTuber and you want to play a fun minigame with chat, right? You can't really just show the code and let anyone join. Because if you do that, then you have the problem that they might not follow the rules. And you might say, oh, you can just make it so you have to. You can't. Because let's say you are supposed to stand on your ship and use like your sniper to snipe after the other ship, and you're not allowed to like use cannons or jump off your ship, right? Let's say that's the rules. That's not what I'm thinking of doing at any point, but let's say that's the rules, correct? You can still do it. You can't make a barrier. There's no barrier thing. You can't make an invisible wall. You can't make the water so you die. So because of that, you could easily just go off the boat Sure, I'm sure the leader. I'm sure if I go into permissions, can remove players. You can remove players, as you can see. But that still leaves the problem that then you have to remove people constantly and just to make sure people don't cheat, instead of them just like not allowing, like having a not allowing you to have a setting so you can't go off your boat. You see what I mean? Which I feel like is stupid that that's not a possibility. But on the other side, I think this is the first like variation of it. They haven't updated it, so that might come in the future. But at the same time, this is very well made, and I already can see I'm gonna have a lot of fun trying to create fun mini games in here. I just hope that they don't focus too much on adding stuff in here and neglect normal Sea of Thieves, because normal Sea of Thieves is the game. You know, that's the thing people are going in to play. You know, it's not. They're not going in to play mini games most of the time. They're going in to play normal Sea of Thieves, and I don't want them to start making this the main thing. You know. Revive time doesn't matter. Override weapons. Okay, I have an idea. See, I have been oh, you can have. You can. Why couldn't I do that before when I had Eye of Reach and I was looking for the Eye of Reach? The secondary weapon can't be the Eye of Reach? Is that it? No, now it can. Huh? Okay, so Eye of Reach. What? Wait a minute. Have I just found a bug? I think I might have found a bug. Okay, so I think I might already have found a bug, y'all. So you're not supposed to be able to put your primary weapon as secondary weapon as the same thing. That's not supposed to be a thing you can do in this, right? Then you go into settings. You're not supposed to be able to do that. But if you start it and instantly go in here, because it's already starting on the weapons, you can just go over to pistol. You're not supposed to be able to put them on the same thing. But by doing it this way, you can. Oh my god, that's hilarious. You're not even supposed to be able to do that. But it's kind of it is kind of funny though. It is kind of funny though that you can do that. Okay, so if you then crew proximity, no thank you. Okay, so if you then do that, friendly fire, opposing crew damage, no. Override weapons, yes. I've been meaning to see if I can get better aim on my pistol, so maybe I'm just gonna create a small mini game for that and see how that works out to create. Really, the only reason I'm streaming today is just to stream me fiddling with it and show off what you can do and see how easy it is on stream and stuff. I might do a video of better explaining. I might not as well because I don't know how hard that's gonna be yet. But but I guess we'll find out. Enable the crew liveries to be applied to all ship. I don't know what crew liveries is. So I might have to search that up. I think it's respawns. How that's gonna work, but I'm also an idiot, so I don't really know what that means. So I think I'm gonna search that up, so I don't fiddle with something that I have no clue what means. In CFEs, coolly revert to the specific ship cosmetics applied automatically to vessels doing custom seas. When hosting those private custom matches, hosts can choose from 6 different crew liveries, each featuring its own unique name, icon, and visual settings. Ah! So it's like the custom of how the ships looks. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Wait a second. Does that mean? Okay, now I'm curious. If I go out, continue with changes. Okay, if I go out as say edit ships and crews. If I go into crew here, assign players. If I then add another ship, another galleon. And then click here, assign players, change ship. Okay, I'm gonna change, what is assign players? So I can only put myself, okay, so if I put myself on that, okay, so you can't, okay, so that's the Admiral's duty. I can't change that. Change ship, remove ship. Okay, so yeah, there's no way to put, unless maybe, I'm just trying to fiddle with what's possible and what's not. What if I press on competitive? At like player versus player. Is that then any new settings that unlocks? Like putting different crews in the same, like different ships on the same team? No, it's still just invite to this ship. There's no like new settings, no new things. It's just the same. Huh. And I'm assuming if I go into edit switches, yeah, it's just the same settings. So essentially what every setting is the same, the presets are just different. That's actually kind of interesting. So adventure is just sailing around, and then you have a new preset. Huh. It's very, you can, it's customizable. There's a few things I wish could be better. Like for example, so you could limit what players could do so they couldn't cheat. But there's also a lot of like nice things that I didn't expect them to put in, which is incredibly nice. Although I will say it's a little dumb that you're limited to how many players by how many ships. Like for example, if you want to do an event with 6 sloops and you're limited to only 12 players, no matter what, because you can't have more players than that can be on the boats. Which I do think it's a little dumb. I get why, but I still think it's dumb because obviously you can't have like 12 different sloops. That's a lot of ships. So like I said, get why they're doing it. A little annoying. A little annoying. Let's see how easy it is to create a small minigame real quick. Okay, so ship supplies. Doesn't matter for this minigame actually. Emissaries off, lock ship customization chests. Ship respawn doesn't matter in this. I'm just gonna create a small minigame like we saw in the trailer where they shot skeletons with a sniper, this time with a handgun, just to see how the minigame would actually work and how like easy it is to create, or if it's like way too hard. Because one thing is if it feels easy to use cosmetic and easy to control. Another thing if it's like a crazy hard work to actually make something that feels functioning, or if it's glitchy, the point system. That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. I don't need any. So if I turn all these off, then that one is now I get it. Emergent rowboat is like count as every rowboat. So if you don't want to have any rowboat on, you can just turn this off. So this is normal rowboat, cannonball rowboat, harpoon, bomb, and this is every rowboat. I got you, game. I got you. Okay, I think the more fun to do this with hitting them would probably be like specifically phantoms because of their teleportation ability. Oh wait, no, wrong button. Okay, yeah, so settings is all the way on. So if I turn all these off, weather, no storm, please. Scoring, custom scoring. Let's hit time limit on normal and see how that works. The score limit doesn't really matter. Oh, wait, you just turn score it off. Never mind. No, let's start it on manual so I bet I can control how the game is to see. Scoring method, crew, player. Display game objectives. Enable the display of game objectives on the scoreboard menu along with the value in silver. Sure, gameplay scoring events. Treasure. Okay, so gameplay scoring events. Downed an opposing player, down crewmate, defeat opposing player, deal damage to opposing player, gives nothing in points, skeletons, 0, phantoms. I don't know why I'm fiddling with the other creatures when I turn them off. So far it feels really customizable, but like I said, I still want to check how hard it is to actually create a small minigame. Award a duck silver for every point of damage dealt to a creature. If it's set 0, 1, then 1 silver will be awarded or deducted per 1 point of damage. Okay, that's... Okay, so one thing that's a little annoying is you can go into ship and you can like, cruise ship sunk. And you can like say, oh, if it lands on a player on an opposing ship, you get this many points. If you hit the hull, you get that many points. Capstan, that many, and so on and so forth. Which is very nice. It's very like customizable. You can control how much points you want, specifically where on the boat you hit. But the problem is you can't do the same with a creature. So if you're doing an aiming map where you're trying to get better at aiming, you should think, oh, headshot will do more damage. Now, before any of you go on, actually, there's no headshots in Sea of Thieves. That's an update that came a few months ago. If you don't know about it, not my fault, but there is headshot damage now. Which means you can actually headshot. So you should think that you would add a second, like a button, like a thing so you get extra point by headshot, but you don't. Which means if you're trying to aim train in custom seas, which I'm imagining some people will do, then you have no way to incentivize people to aim for the head. Because there's no you can't set extra points for headshots than you can for normal body shots. Which is another small, minor gripe with the system. Because it would kind of be nice if you could. Because that would once again make it a lot more customizable. And nicer to be able to add that in. So if I go in like here, oh, that's just how many score. I can't, it's not like, so if I don't go edit, so I just need to like turn everything on of them off. Athena, build thread, goals order, hunters, emergent, order, reaper. I don't know how the enable hand in for gray marrow, marrow's peak out, Grace marrow, marrow's peak outpost. I don't know who Grace marrow is. Okay, so now the only way to get points is by killing phantoms specifically. That's the only way to currently gain points. Choose location. The glorious Sea Dog Tavern, the damn Sea Dog Tavern. Random. So if I then choose spawn at the island featured in Shores of Gold. Spawn at the damn Sea Dog Tavern in the Sea of the Dams. So if I choose, let's say, Old Sailor Isle. Ships, I'll have one. Okay. Let's see how this works. Also, I'm curious how me picking so you have only handguns is gonna work, because like I said, you're not supposed to be able to do that. But if you go straight into changing the guns and just swap the primary directly onto the one the secondary is already on, then it will allow you to. Which I don't think it's this point, so I'm wondering how that's gonna work. Like, it's how that glitch is gonna work in game. I love how this is just came out. First time I'm fiddling with it, and I instantly found a glitch. I'm not that surprised. Not anything against Sea of Thieves. It's just like, most of the time a new experimental thing comes out, I find some sort of glitch. And it's just kind of funny. Well, my boat is here. Well, the boat, more accurately. Oh, so it just goes straight back to normal. For a second, I thought that was another boat just like chilling up there. Okay, so if I go into command menu, world events are completely locked, which makes sense. I did do that. Okay, so Phantom isn't there if I want to spawn Phantom. But how does spawning of creatures work? So if I go into Phantoms, Phantom, Reaper Phantom, Dark Brethren Phantom, Seafort Phantom, Ancient Phantom. Okay, so you just choose. It just chooses Phantom. Okay, if I don't choose, let's say, Sword Wielding Phantom, and then plus add to spawn radio. Okay, so I just like add it to there, for example. Okay, if I then how the hell does all this work? So if I then choose the Phantom, how does that work? Okay, she's instantly trying to kill me, which is rude. But she doesn't like keep spawning. It doesn't seem like she keeps spawns anyway. Like if I kill her, right? If I go out here, take my gun out. How do I stop flying? Help me! I'm too godly. I can't stop flying. Oh yeah, I need to go into the commands to If I kill her, she doesn't respawn. No, I have to manually spawn her. Well, wait. Do I? Or is that a previous one I spawned on accident? Really? You teleport out and shoot? Okay, so you can't... They spawn, like, specifically when I spawn them. They don't spawn... Okay, that... Unless... Like I said, I'm just checking how everything works because... Choose players, what does that mean? Select... Wait, no, not that one. How do I... Did I accidentally create, like, make them spawn on me? No, I did not. Unstable connection, yeah, just fiddling with settings. As long as my stream doesn't crack out. Okay, so that works. Okay, so if I add to spawn radio, choose play, deselect crew. Oops. Yeah, that was not intentional. I'm trying to figure out how to make them like spawn like constantly. Remove creature. Okay. Because choose player, deselect all players. Because I can go in. God, that's not what I wanted to do. Die, you dumb skeleton! I'm trying to fiddle with the game to see how everything works. Because so far, there's a lot of like potential, but you can't. I haven't found a way to make them respawn constantly yet. Which, if that's not possible, that's a major flaw. Because if you can't make stuff like skeletons and stuff respawn without having a world event to respawn them, well, that's a problem. There also doesn't seem to be any settings to make them like unkillable. And you might be saying, "What, Lucas? Why would you want to make them unkillable?" And the answer is really quite simple. If I'm trying to create a minigame where you're supposed to like kill the phantoms to get points, then if they're unkillable, then you just have to hit them and you gain points. Then you can get around the whole they don't respawn problem. But if they're both unkillable but also can't get respawn, then you get into the problem of what exactly am I supposed to do? Because I can't respawn them. They're not like I can go in here and choose. God, why do I keep accidentally pressing that button? That is not what I'm trying to do. Phantoms. Choose from players. Choose players. Select. Select all players. Okay, so now I'm selected. But it still doesn't do anything. I'm not a ghost now. And I definitely don't see any ghosts around. If I just start scoring, how does that work? The scoring starts, but what then? You only get points from killing Phantom. It's not like they're gonna start mass spawning. No, they don't. I don't know if I'm just dumb, but so far I'm not that impressed with the game because there's a lot of things that's just not available, not possible to do. Again, I could very much just be stupid. I will not, I could just be stupid. That is entirely possible. But so far, it just feels like that there's some stuff that it's not possible, which is really dumb if that's the case. And also, it doesn't seem you have as many options when you finally get into the game to change stuff. You don't have full access to everything, settings. If you wanna, I don't actually want this in here, you'll have to go out of this, back into the main menu where you choose stuff, and then change stuff, just to go back in with the changed stuff, which is another thing that I feel like they should allow. I can't respawn them. I can choose to go in here and add them to my spawn and then keep making them, but that doesn't help me. I can do this, and then just say spawn, and they just keep spawning them, yeah. But the moment they die, that's it. They're dead. You know? They don't respawn. See? Dead. That's it. No respawn. Which is dumb. You can't make a minigame where you kill stuff if they don't respawn and there's no respawn button. Unless... Oh, okay, maybe that... Is there a way for them to respawn? Like I said, the entire stream is just me it's gonna be me fiddling with stuff and seeing how easy it is to work with and the possibilities. That's what this stream is about. So far, I am not that impressed, unfortunately. I kind of hoped you would have more availability. When I looked through it originally, it looked like you had a lot of options, but when you really think about it, there's a lot of stuff you just can't do. Unless there is a way for them to spawn on their own. I don't think there is, though. You definitely can't make them so they can't die. No, this is only if they spawn. And this is emergent spawning of phantoms, so like regular random spawning. You can't up their rate, you can't make them more likely to spawn. Which again is a really, really big mistake, because if you can't make them spawn more, then you can't. It just closes off a lot of interesting things you can do. You know? Wait, I just grab a gun. I can't kill, so it makes more sense. Robos, no. Also, you can't. There's no setting here that makes it so you can't fire off the cannon either. Which, if you're trying to create like a snipe game from a bow, for example, then you can't turn off the cannon, which again is a problem. You can make it so you can't damage opposing players, but as far as I can see, there's no setting that stops you from shooting and damaging the ship. No, there's no. So you can, no matter what, you can shoot and damage an opposing ship, which is problem, because if you're just sniping from a ship and you're not meant to fire the cannons, you can still do that. And you can't. You can say reduced ship settings, but it doesn't say no ship supplies. You know, it says reduced. So and then you can still grab cannonballs. You can still fire it. You can still kill them. So currently, I am of the opinion that the game mode has potential, but there's just a lot of stuff that's missing that is needed there to be able to really be more like. There's just a lot of stuff that's not here that should be here, you know? Scoring, gameplay scoring events. Like, I have tried to see what specifically you can do. If you can make them respawn, how much freedom you actually have. But as much as customizable this seems, it needs some more work. It definitely does. Especially because another thing, I know I'm just nitpicking, but you have to understand how many of these small settings I've already talked about would make it you be able to make so many interesting minigames. Even the minigames they showed people were playing, there's already so many of them that will be kind of boring because of the limitations. They showed having like a sniper minigame shooting skeletons, which sounds fun, competitive, fun. It sounds interesting. But if the skeletons aren't respawning and they're not unkillable, then if there's only like, then you have to manually spawn them in. Like, it's only the settings in here that stays normal. So you either have to manually spawn them in or use like a world event, in which case the skeletons are just going around randomly and it's just gonna clump up, so you can't place them when you want to. You also can't make them stand still. So if you're just wanting target dummies to get points, you can't use skeletons because they won't stand still, they will move around. They go behind cover. They ignore you, they go on the other side of the island. They go towards you, they're easy shots. So you can't make that. You can't really make a wall because you can't make sure all the ships are on the same side. That's also something you can't do. You can't fight people ship to ship without cannons because you can still get cannonballs in the crates because it said reduce ship supplies, not no ship supplies. So you can't do that either because then people can just cheat and use cannons. There's too many things that you have to do or that creates gameplay that mini games that just completely get locked out just because of stuff like, sure, I can, because there's not even a world event with phantoms on the island like crazy. Any one of these has skeletons on the island, not ghosts, skeletons. So the mini game I had in mind is not possible. Unless I'm just flying about manually spawning phantoms, in which case the phantoms will go for me. They won't stand or go in specific places. Which, like I said, potential, but it's not there yet. You can't even up the like spawn percentage. At least I don't think you can. Enter preset name. I don't care. It's a preset. I don't care. I'm just trying to figure out how to make this, how this game mode works, and so far I'm not impressed. There's too much things you can't do. There's too many things that limits what you can do, and the mini games have to be like manually controlled. Like if you want to create a mini game where you shoot ghosts, for example, or shoot skeletons, you either have to wait on emergent ones to spawn because they're random spawning, and so far I haven't seen any like button that makes them just spawn. Like, there is nothing that makes them spawn. I'm checking in players. There's nothing in ships. I don't know why there would be. There's nothing in here. It's just if they spawn or not. Also, the worst part is in emergent creatures, I actually don't even want phantoms to be emergent, because emergent mean they're just spawning randomly, which I don't want. I want them spawning specific places so you can shoot them. I don't want any world event because I'm just trying to create like a shooting game, and I can't even do that. It's dumb. It's dumb. Because even here you can see you can change the treasure items, but you can't like change where they spawn. Chronicles, you can change how much they give, but you can't like, oh, I want it to be like a fishing thing, but I only want like fish to spawn specific places to get the specific fish, but you can't change where they spawn. You can't even remove specific loot. You can only remove specific places where you can sell it. So if you only want Hunter's Claw loot to spawn in Megalodons for some type of minigame, you can't do that because you can only make it so you can't sell the loot. You still get it, which is just gonna create more lag. You know? Custom scoring on, scoring limits, scoring rules. Creatures, phantoms. Okay, let's see if the scoring actually even works now. So far, this game, the creative game mode has potential, but there's just so many things that you can't do. There's so many limitations, and it's just kinda. It's. I won't say poorly made, because I wouldn't say it's poorly made, but I would say that it's missing a lot of stuff to be an actual like creative thing that you can use to make whatever you want. You can't change where things spawn. You have to manually spawn them. You can't make them respawn in specific patterns. You can't make them respawn on game start. You can't do any of that. You have to spawn like anything that's not a world event spawn manually. Otherwise, you have to wait for their random to spawn. Which, again, it's very poorly made. Which I hate to say because I really was looking forward to like experimenting with it. and stuff, but like, there's just not a lot you can do. And I really hate this. I was really excited for this. I was like really excited to play this because I thought it would be like a very interesting, like, how you can do it, how you make it. But there's just limitations everywhere. I wonder what this actually does. Does it mean okay, so I selected myself, select crew, confirm. Okay, so now I've selected myself. That means that they won't attack me. Okay, but no, definitely doesn't mean they won't attack me. Okay, so if I then, okay, they can attack me while I'm going in settings to change some shit. Because yeah, that makes so much sense and is so not a bad idea in and of itself. That you can attack while you're in settings and stuff. Okay, so what if I go in here? I quickly activate quick menu. I go back down. And bap. Okay, so the point system at the very least works. It seems. I didn't take infinite ammo on. So that's... And they won't go on to the boat. Because the only way you can get a creature on board the boat is with the Barnacle Dread, which... And I'm assuming... Yeah, I set it to limited. But limited still has stuff, so you can still use cannonballs out of your ship despite it technically... Yeah... I was planning to make a fun minigame, but there's just... What I was trying to make is just not possible. I can't make them respawn without manually respawning them, which is... so dumb. And you can't choose where they go, so they'll just go around randomly. So you have to, like... I don't even know how. You can't make them go anywhere without having a player. So if you're just trying to create like a shooting, then they have to stand either still trying to go to you or just randomly walk around, which just again leaves you way too limited. I hate this. There's just so much you can't do. And for some reason you can't spawn like the Shrouded Ghost, which is dumb. You can't get this combination in here. If someone wants to add the Shrouded Ghost into their mini game as like a rare thing that gives a crap ton of points, they should be able to do so, but you can't. Even if you could add it in, you can't make it so the Shrouded Ghost gives more points than the other Megalodon does. So no matter what, even if you get a Shrouded Ghost, it gets the same points because it's just a Megalodon. You can't make a skeleton galleon give more points if you sink it than you can a small one, because if you go into the points scoring, it just says skeleton ship. It doesn't specify galleon or sloop. I guess okay. That the Grey Mare gets 2, but even freaking Brixie technically gets 2 because I also believe she's in the category just like skeleton lords. What's that skeleton lord category? Oh yeah, there's just... Is that the only skeleton lords? Really? No, there's more skeleton lords than just Gold Hoarder, Brixie, Grey Mare, and Ghost of Grey Mare, aren't there? There's gotta be. Okay, I'm gonna have to kill that one. No, that's not what I want. No, show, no, exit. And then handgun and shoot. And there's nothing in here, no ship, Emporium, and just like seasonal quests. Season deeds, what's in here? Is that just like, yeah, it's just earned by any means during a custom season while using the fly command C a thief, custom seas, use a grapple gun to grab a chest of fortune. Okay, I think it's dumb that there's these chests in here because like it's just defeat skeleton, detonate black powder barrels on a single ship. Are you kidding me? It's just like dumb. Like it would take like half an hour to complete all of them. And it's like I said, it's a fun game mode, but it's just limited to what you can do. It's just too limited. Also, what does that heart up there mean? Does it just mean I've spawned one before? And what does choose players mean? What if I choose like Megalodon? What happens if I try to spawn one here? Oh, it just spawns it over. Okay, no. Command, creatures, Megalodon, remove all creatures. I don't want to have it biting the ship and then sinking it if I need to check something. Okay, so far I have only found out how to spawn them. I have not found out how to respawn them because I just don't think there's a way. Because this is just spawn. Add to spawn, there's spawn, back, add to spawn radio, choose player, remove creature, clear players. Spawn to players. So if I like add myself. Wait, if I don't add myself, what happens then? Okay, so you need to add. Okay, so that's I guess nice because this way they will spawn to specific players. So if I add all players, the phantoms will spawn one to each player. But again, they don't respawn. So if I do this, for example, yeah, sure, all of a sudden there's phantoms, but they're not respawning. So you have to manually make them respawn in the middle of a minigame constantly. Like, I can kill them. But then that's it. I can't, like, is there really not a way to make them respawn? Is that really? Because, like, you can basically do nothing with any of these. You can't make them a killer, you can't respawn them. Like, even if you go, any minigame you want to create that requires any kind of these, like, creatures at any point means you can't instantly have the game unless you're using a world event. Even if you're using a world event, when you go into where you want to start, the only options is the legendary location and random. You can't choose like a skeleton fort and then have a skeleton fort there. No, you would need to have a skeleton fort and then go there with the moment the game starts. There's really no way for me to like spawn them on incivils at any. No, I can just spawn them on myself. That's all you can do. You can't spawn them any other way. Move player. What? So I can move myself to a ship. What if I choose select crew, my Me, confirm, and then say island and say... and then go down to like... I can just choose any island. Yeah, you can just choose any island. Any island in its entirety of CFE is at your disposal. Even the treasures are at your disposal. I don't think you can choose like the shores of gold actually, because as much as shores of gold is technically a choosable location, if you, it's also an uncharted isle, and the only uncharted isles here is the one on K9, the one up there, and the Reaper's hideout. Thieves Haven, Glorious Seat of Tavern, the finest trading post. See, there's no, you can't choose. No, Agent, no. It doesn't look like you can choose it. You have to do it from the start then, because it's not here. Unless I'm blind, it's not counted as a fire location, I know that much. Like, unless I'm stupid, in which case, well, fair. Mermaid Lagoon, Imperial Crest, Boulder. Yeah, there's nothing. If I choose like Cannon Grove, then I teleport to Cannon Grove, I'm assuming. Fast travel complete, and then I choose like ship, player to me. Yeah, then the ship just shows up out of the blue. I think in my own... Hello. Yo. Opinion, the game mode has potential, but there's too many things the game does not allow you to fiddle with. It is, despite being an open thing, it's very restrictive. Which is kind of stupid. Oh, right, I can fly. Oops, that was the gun button. Oops, that's... out, I don't want to... God damn it. Although I will say, it is funny that you can just go on board your boat and, like, activate speed sail and then, like, just ram an island. Like, look at this shit. You can't even make your boat invincible, which is also kind of stupid, actually. Like, what if I want to make my boat invincible as sort of a minigame? I can't do that. It takes holes no matter what. But I will say, this will forever not be funny. This will forever be funny. This will always be funny. Like, look at this shit! My boat is at the top of the world! This is so... Oh, Jesus! Do I even take water when it's like... There's a bush in my boat! Okay, so if I like quick sail back into the water. Where even am I now? Hey, I landed back in the water. And now the boat is filling up like crazy. What happens then if I say ships, this ship, repair? Okay, so every water just automatically disappears. Okay, so I like it. It is... They certainly added a lot of options you can do, but it is not a good game yet. It's possible that they will change it, but there's just too many things you can't do. There's too many limits. You can't even make these things respawn when you kill them, so you have to constantly manually respawn stuff just to keep the minigame going if people kill it too quickly. Because there's no setting that ends the game when there's no more ghosts. So you have to... There's no setting, no more bosses at all. There's only a time setting. Or manually end the game. So the only way is that if the person who has the game manually ends it constantly, or the timer runs out. So if you don't want to manually end it, then you have to rely on the timer. And if you kill all the, like, let's say there's 50 phantoms, you kill all the 50 phantoms, but the timer is still going, then you can't do anything. Because once again, you can't respawn them. You can't reduce the amount of damage a player does. So if you want you can't up the amount of health they have. So no matter what, every attack with a pistol or sniper will kill them. They will have the same amount of health. You can't change the health. If you want the megalodons to be impossible to kill and be extremely difficult, you can't do that. There's so many things you can't do. It's like, it's more... I wouldn't even say this is like a creative sandbox can make minigames type game mode because of how many limitations there actually are. I would say it's that you can create, like, you can't... I mean, I guess people can't create minigames, but like, there's so many limitations. There's just... Even if you just want to create like a battle against your friends in like a sea battle thing, sure. You can't even... Wait, can you even like... Wait a second. Please don't tell me you can't even do this. There's no way, right? Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh, no mind. Okay, no mind. Okay, good. I was about to be... Wait, no mind. You serious? You can't even do that? Really? You can't do that? Are you actually serious? There's no way you can't do this. Are you kidding me? What is a very popular thing in Sea of Thieves to use, especially in PvP? Oh, I don't know. How about cursed cannibals? Where do you see cursed cannibals? Like Anger Ball? I don't see them anywhere. So the only way you can actually get curses, like cursed cannibals, is if you manually... You have to Are you serious? You have to manually search around every tavern to find cursed cannibals if you want to use them. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, you can't even pick the meat already cooked. So you have to manually cook it if you want to use it in a minigame. And you can't cook it from the main menu, so when you get into the game, you have to manually cook it before the minigame. Are you serious? Okay. As much as I was excited about this game... Wait a minute. Don't tell me this is impossible. I swear to God, if you can't do this, I'm gonna be honestly kind of furious. Okay, let's see. World events, let's see. Burning Blade. Yeah. Okay, that should have spawned the burning blade somewhere. Okay, it's over there. What? No! Great, my button to pull away my weapons. How do I pull away my weapons again? Right, okay, so open, fly. Can I like fly faster than this? Because it's not very fast. Slow down, hide menu, quick exit, quick command, free camera, spawn. Because I don't know where. Okay, maybe if I just like go into showman? No, if I go into command menu and say fast travel me, and then select fast confirm. I can't spawn myself on the burning blade. Please tell me that they haven't made it so you can only do the burning blade if you defeat the entire world event. You can't just pick it. Are you kidding me? I understand if they don't want you to use multiple burning blade because maybe the servers can handle that, but the fact that you have to manually take over the burning blade just to make it actually like function is stupid. I can't even like pick specific, oh, I want to spawn close to the burning blade, like this is a world event, or like I want to spawn in the middle of the map. You can't even like teleport specifically there. You have to manually find it if you want to spawn in the middle, an island in the middle, or you just have to manually go there. Okay, so okay, well I guess to find out how this works, I'm gonna have to manually fly all the way. Also, side note, you also can't make the skeletons on anything not hurt you. I noticed that as well. The skeletons and ghosts hurt me, and there's no setting where I can set them not to aggro. So they will aggro on anyone, so you can't even like use a world event or a fort to have like ships or skeletons defending you because they will always attack you. So any PvE enemy in the game will always attack anyone. So that also reduces the amount of minigames you can build because you can't have them like only attack. You can have like controlling a skeleton ship or the only ship you can control with that amount of settings would be the burning blade. That's limited. And even then, because you can't force the burning blade to like spawn more skeletons. If you kill all the skeletons, that's that. There's just, again, way too many limitations. Let's see how if the burning blade has the same weird limitations when I'm on it. It's not even moving, by the way, in case you guys haven't noticed. Because it spawned in the middle of the map, so it's not gonna move apparently. Okay, actually no, it is moving. It's because it's. Okay, they will attack. They will in fact attack me. Okay. So that's good. The burning blade. Okay, so you can take control of the burning blade, but only through that. And it has the same. Yeah, it has the same resources as normal, despite me putting reduced resources on. It has the same loot as normal. So this was pretty much every setting in this game mode. I hoped I could create some kind of mini game, but as much as I want to do that, it's not possible. There's way too many. Okay, it's not possible. Obviously, it's very much possible, but there's too many limitations so you can realistically make it fun. You can't even change your spawn location So if you die and you don't have your ship, but you're supposed the ship spawned very close. What if you can't even if you're supposed to fight, let's say, a world event in this in a mini game people have created, right? That's out of the open ocean. The spawn location of your boat can only be an island. You can't make it in the middle of the ocean. So if you're like, where's the map? Let me find the map to explain what I'm trying to say. So if you're like here, between these islands, you're fighting like a megalodon or something, any world event, or having a big battle against your friends here, right? And your boat sinks, and you then get one boat. You're dead, right? So if your boat then spawn, let's say over here, then you still have to travel with your boat all the way back. If you're taking a fight only on one boat and you die, you still have to travel back to the arena. You can't make the boat spawn still here if the way you gain points is just sinking it multiple times. So you have to manually transport the boat or manually teleport the boat constantly. Like I said, potential, there's just too many things you can't do. So I was excited to make a mini game I could play, hopefully see if someone in chat would join and see how fun it could be. But now I don't want to anymore because there's just too many limits. I may go back to this game mode when they have updated it a few times to add more like customizable options, and make something fun, because I have a lot of ideas for something fun, but all of them are impossible right now. One thing I will give it props for, it's easy to understand. Like, Fortnite Creative is was my favorite thing to do at some point. The problem just was, none of my friends could really do the same stuff in Creative I could do. Not editing and stuff, but like, the technical stuff with the settings. Because it was there was way too many things you could do, and it was made too complicated a lot of the time. Whereas this is very cut, dry, and simple, but it's just also too limited. So I will end the stream now. I know I haven't been streaming for that long, but I thought it would be more fun to do a stream instead of video on this, because the difference is, if there was a stream, people could type their questions, I could answer them, I could help, like, if they had a question, if you could do something, I could answer. Like, I chose it this way so there would be more that obviously didn't know happening, and I probably just done a video, but that is too late now. So that is everything you can basically do in this game mode. I think it is too limited. That's all I will say. There's just not enough options. There's so many things you can't do, and it's just dumb. But I will end the stream now. I don't think I'm gonna stream Sea of Thieves in the upcoming week. I think I will stream Pokerogue again. I will go back to Sea of Thieves eventually, but yeah. I will make a fun minigame that I will come up with myself without copying anyone else eventually. But I will wait till they add more things to the game, because I have a really fun idea that I will not be revealing until I've built it. But yeah, if you want to see that fun idea, you could subscribe. But if you like the video, please like and subscribe. I hope everyone watching has a wonderful day, and see you next time.